Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in today and welcome to the today's session. Today we're going to discuss a wonderful motivational speaker called Jim Rohn, and he had some wonderful books and he was a great motivational speaker in all aspects, and he has some wonderful audios and videos you can go through, but most importantly going through the books and taking actions on the specific things which can touch your life. And these are the inspirational people who lived, pretty much I would say, and then they influenced a lot of business minds across the globe, I would say. And it's wonderful to see what these people were talking about and where did they learn these things from. And then these things you can learn only by reading and through the a lot of their books. Each and every one of the great writers has some wonderful books which you can just read and can grasp as much as you can and apply that in your life. Most importantly, it's not about what it seems like in a financial terms. It's not that what you make, it's what you keep makes you financially succeed over a period of time. Same thing, not what you read and learn, and how you apply that in your life and taking a specific actions makes all the difference. But one wonderful and good thing about um, these kind of books is that without you knowing, you're going to put things in place. Without you knowing, you're going to start doing something because each point connects to the another point. And I'm sure if your interest lies in something, and that's where you're going to attract your heart to it. So that's how you figure out what you like most, basically. But then it's not a one-day ride that you just go for a fishing and then you find the big fish and then you're happy, because it's a big ocean. You really need to get involved into yourself, and that's just something like every day you brush your teeth. This is something it has to be inculcated in part of your life for your development to see in all aspects. So without further ado, I would like to get into it, and I hope these inspiring things can help you to pick up some right books and read and understand and put the things in place, so and to get better in what you do, in everything you do. Okay, so Jim Rohn, these are the specific short quotations which I come through and which I highlighted pretty much. I mean, this is something which I liked it and which I'm hoping that will help you to achieve great success. You can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. It's a very profound understanding if you understand this. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. Whatever good things we build up end up building us. That means that you evolve through and whatever you are building to a better person. To become financially independent, you must turn part of your income into capital. Turn capital into enterprise. Turn enterprise into profit. Turn profit into investment, and turn investment into financial independence. Most of us basically don't even go to that first part, like your income into a capital, because we pretty much spend everything what we make and a little bit more. So, and that means you're using your credits as much as possible. Again, every area, if you wanted to explore, there's a lot of books into the same field, and for you to experience and expose the best available opportunities. There are some things you don't have to know how it works. You just need to believe that it works. While some people are studying the roots, others are picking the fruit. It just depends on which end of this you want to get into. So the difference between where you are today and where you will be in 5 years from now will be found in the quality of books you read. You see, he is very specific in terms of reading the books and educating yourself. Poor people have a big TVs and rich people have a big libraries. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day, while failure is simply a few errors in judgment repeated every day. It is the accumulative weight of our disciplines and our judgments that lead us to either fortune or failure. it's so profound, that he just put everything in one sentence. Success is nothing but more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. This is pretty much into a good habits you build for you to keep the momentum. While failure is simply a few errors in judgments repeated every day, small mistakes you do, or each and every on a daily basis, things like shouting at a colleague, screaming on the people, and making some wrong calls, and so on and so forth. So it is accumulative weight of our disciplines in our judgments that either lead us or to either fortune or failure. So it's very important. What you do is going to give you the results. So which end you want to put yourself is something that you need to ask yourself every opportunity you will be given. The challenge of leadership is to be strong but not rude. Be kind but not weak. Be bold but not bully. Be thoughtful but not lazy. Be humble but not timid. Be proud but not arrogant. Have humor but without folly. And I think everything makes sense if you really apply that, and if you're into that path. It's not one day you wake up and then you become a leader. It's just simple things you learn and apply in practice in our daily lives. And the more you worked with the people, the more you go through the people management. Uh, Basically, people management can start from your home. You don't need to go work for organizations to understand the mentality and understanding the different people. You can start with your home and apply yourself. Learn what each and every human interaction is trying to teach you. Is it trying to make you something learn? You're going to find all kind of characters in that pretty much life. Right from you come out of the school, you're going to find many, many, many millions of characters. People are rude, people are mean, people are laughing, people are happy, people are jealous, your own family members are jealous, your own friends are not, very happy with your progress. So there are many things you're going to come across, but then how you learn each and every circumstances, and how you're not going to overreact circumstances which throws at your life, it makes all the difference. And fortunately, there are certain things that you have to go through and you learn from it. And maybe while you're going through, you might be going through a painful situations, but whereas when you look back on those years, good years you spent, say, particular organization, some place you work for 1 or 2 years or 3 years, 4 years, and if you look at the people you interacted, I mean, each one, whoever came, either a mean boss or a great boss, or the mean colleague or jealousy fellows around you, everyone was trying to teach you something and make you grow stronger. And then sometimes, unless until we don't grow through that phase, you're going to end up in same phases pretty much. So the moment you come across that line and you're going to say, hey, that was simple, but that was not as simple as that we can say. So it's very important that human relations and people management is something, a big subject to explore. And pretty much, each and every opportunity you get to interact with the people is something where you need to put a lot of your energy, try to understand what it is teaching you, and how the way people are behaving, why they are behaving like that, and how you can interact for their behaviors. How are you overreacting or reacting, or are you being more mature, or more are you being more ignorant than the other person, is something that evolve you as a leader over a period of time. So it's very important to understand the human relationships and the people management. I'd call as a people management as a people development. So you should have that and every experience you go through, and then make sure that helps you in a way that you can evolve as a great leader in the years to come. One of the greatest gifts you can give to anyone is a gift of attention. Very profound and very important. Make rest as a necessity, not an objective. Make Rest as a necessity, not an objective. Only rest long enough to gather the strength. Miss a meal if you have to, but don't miss a book. Let others lead a small lives, but not you. Let others argue over small things, but not you. Let others cry over small hurts, but not you. Let others leave their fortune in someone else's hands, but not you. It is not the book how much it costs, it's what it will cost you if you don't read it. One simple example I can give you in terms of the books is I think a couple of days back I did Greatest Salesman in the World by Ogmandino. The book was written pretty much in 1968. That is pretty much 50 years before. And I don't know how many of you read while you're watching this video, but if you haven't read, I sincerely request you to run through that book and keep that book as one of your things that you would go through at least a couple of times in your life, because it tells you all the key aspects of what are the key elements that you need to use for you to succeed. And of course, everything what I'm referring is those are the things that probably you are not aware, but if you apply that in practice, trust me, things will show up the way it should. It's law of returns, law of averages. What you do, keep on repeating, can help you a lot. So now if you didn't pick up that book, say for example, you didn't read this book for last, say, now pretty much 50 years, and that means the message was there, but you didn't know that there is some nice book which can help you to grow. But still, if you don't read that book from 50 years now, exactly the same you will be from now, because you wouldn't read that book. I'm not saying that particular book will change your life or give you $1,000,000, but I'm saying that there are insights you would be missing for you to develop, and whatever the areas you want to develop. So it's picking the right book. Sometimes it doesn't cost as much. It seems like you're going and having one meal. Pretty much, you go to any of the fast food centers, it costs, and then most of these books, nowadays is available for free in an EPUB. I mean, you just need to look at the titles. You're going to get millions of books, and obviously we don't have time to read millions of books. But if someone is telling you, okay, that's something interesting for you to read and apply, and then I think that makes sense to, just to go through, not to waste your time. But at least, even though if you wasted your time by reading, say, a couple of hours, I'm sure you're going to refer back over a period of time in a couple of years down the line and apply that something definitely works for you. So miss a meal if you have to, but don't miss a book. Learn how to separate the majors and the minors. A lot of people don't do well simply because they major in minor things. So going behind the silly things and wasting entire day. If you just communicate, you can just get by. But if you communicate skillfully, you can do miracles. If you are not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you will fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. Change. Recently, I read a headline that said, "We don't teach people to be nice, we simply hire nice people." That's a clever shortcut. I find it fascinating that most people plan their vacations with better care than they plan their lives. Perhaps that's because it's easy to escape than a change. You must know that in any moment of a decision you make, you can change the course of your life forever. The very next person stand behind in line or sit next to you in the airplane, the very next phone call you make or receive, the very next movie you see or a book you read or a page you turn could be one of the single things that causes the floodgates to open. And all of the things that you have been waiting for fall into place by taking action. One reason so few of us achieve what we truly want is that we never direct our focus. We never concentrate our power. Most people dabble their way through life, never deciding to master anything in particular. Put yourself in a state of mind where you say to yourself, here is an opportunity for you to celebrate like never before. my own power and my own ability to get myself to do what is necessary, and I will do it. So those are some of the highlights which I would say from Jim Rohn. I mean, I'm not saying this is it. There are many things. Do go through his books, and I'm sure you're going to gain some perspective in terms of overall development of your life, and stay well, stay blessed, and be good, do good, influence people around you. If you like this content, do like and subscribe and share it with your friends and families. And do leave your comments and thoughts for me to do better in what I do. And stay well, stay blessed, be good, do good, influence the people around you. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.